when your family secretly hates you. This is a video to help people see if you are the scapegoat of the family. So I desperately needed to know this information when I was going through this, the years that I've been living and trying to get help from my mom as a single mother myself. She is married, she's still married, but separated from my father, but I desperately needed to know this so that it could stop me from getting to the point where I am today. But there's always a silver lining. I actually am getting a lot of good things happening to me recently, and I think it's because God opened up and was like, I'm gonna fight for my child. Like, if you guys don't see her as your child, I'm gonna let her know that she's my child and I'm gonna fight for her. But here are some tips to know when you are the scapegoat. The biggest thing, just to start off, and before I go into the actual facts of the matter, is just knowing that it's very important not to project who you are onto other people. So that was my biggest problem, is that I would even call it being gullible, but it's more so just assuming that a lot of people are going to be just as nice as you are. I'm sorry for the lighting. Let me see if I can. No, I can't fix that. Whatever. So hope you guys can bear with the lighting. But people are not all good, especially in 2025, and we're going into 2026 now. Happy New Year, by the way. But people are mainly bad, and that is just how society has grown to be. What we praise and what we lift up, what we let happen, what we ignore to stop, is people manipulating to get ahead, mass murder by corporations, and nothing happening to them, and they're billionaires right now. So you just have to understand that these people who treat you this way are just a product of their society. So that just goes into forgiveness and understanding. But I just want you to know that you need to be vigilant. Not everybody is going to be as kind and as nice as you are. So that's extremely important to understand. Especially when you're not used to being around narcissists, or when you are living with people, like when you're in a family, people can change. That's what happened to my mom. She was tiny bit narcissist. She got away with a little bit of stuff. Probably even before I was born, she was probably even better. But honestly, with the track record of people, she could have even been just as terrible as she is now, but just dormant. Now she's full-blown narcissist, full rampant evil, just profusely doing voodoo witchcraft on her children and using them as incestually, emotional incest. But you just need to realize that people can change, and not everybody is going to have good intentions for you. And once you trust your intuition, especially when you trust your intuition, you're going to see. And then also compare and contrast the relationships that your friends and families have compared to yours. It's very important that you do that. If you don't do that, or if people say, I'm not like them, people are pretty similar. And relationships are visual. They're action-based. It's not a verbal thing. They're not going to just keep telling you something and do the opposite. That's insanity and mental illness. So let's get into it. So when you're the scapegoat of the family, only the rules that are put on you to the reason why they don't like you or that they have an issue with you, they're only going to apply to you. So if your family wants you to do this in public or not do this in public, or they're embarrassed by you because you do this, but everybody else can do this thing. Everybody else can get away with it, and they love them to death about it. They still love them to death. They're like, oh, this is so-and-so. I can never treat them this way. That's an issue. That is singling you out and just finding issues with you, finding a reason to be upset with you. So my example, in my family, I like to soak my dishes so that, because my mom, she's really weird about using dishwashers, so I like to soak my dishes so that I can get all of the crumb and gunk off. Not only did I'm not going to go into that actually, but when I would leave them in the sink for about 20 minutes or so, or if I didn't wash my dishes immediately, so those two things, they started getting on me really bad about that. They even put up a sign saying clean up after yourself. So I started immediately, I was like, okay, I'm just going to use the hottest water. I'm going to sit there and wash my dishes for as long as I need to until I feel like they're clean. And I started just listening, basically. Did anything change? Did they love me more? Of course not. They found something else to get upset with me about. But my older sibling and her husband, her husband got an eviction, so they ended up living with us. My older sister is the one, and my little sister, they now wash the dishes for their family and for the family. And as soon as they start leaving their dishes in the sink for a week at a time is when that sign comes down. So that's just my example of ostracization, or just like being singled out, having the rules only apply to you just to pick and find something wrong with you. So the next thing that I relate to exponentially is that no matter what you do, nothing you do will be good enough. Like, I pinky promise you, you could go to Mars. You can walk to Mars, literally backwards, blindfolded, and they would still think you're the worst piece of garbage on earth. And let me tell you that nothing you do is going to be good enough for you. And I am seen in my family as really stupid, as a piece of garbage, everything that's terrible. But I've always been seen this way. So this is not saying, oh, it's because you were doing good that I'm doing good now. I work for the state, and I have a child. I'm raising a beautiful 10-year-old who is like amazing. I am doing amazing right now. I have my own place, and now I do. Hallelujah. Thank God. I am doing really good, but no matter what you do, it's never going to be good enough. I'm very kind and caring. I always get people go out of their way to thank me and just look out for me because of who I am, but nothing I could do is ever good enough. But when I was younger, especially, I excelled at everything. So I got advanced studies diploma. I didn't take advanced placement, like college courses in high school, which I could have. I just didn't want that course load on me. I thought it was too much for me. But I was in specialty programs, for my math and sciences, because I was so intelligent. And you have to try to get in. You have to actually work to get into those in middle school. The school moved me up into the highest classes in first grade. So in first grade, they moved me up to the smartest class in first grade class in the school. And this is in Northern Virginia. So this is saying a lot. Like, our school system is very advanced, because when I moved down to where I am now, it was so backwards that, and so slow, that I had the highest test scores in the whole county, and I was put in the newspaper. That's another thing. I was put in the newspaper, the little newspaper that they have around in this town, which is probably bigger now, because the town is bigger now, but it was a little newspaper back then. But it was the county tri-state newspaper. I mean, tri-county newspaper, my bad. But I had the highest test scores in the county for math. And even going through all of this, being in the newspaper that I wasn't even told about, wasn't told about by my family. My family probably still to this day has no idea that this happened to me. And I probably did tell them, and they didn't care at all. Like, no, I don't have that clipping, that's for sure. None of this was kept. It's probably on the internet, but none of this, like, was mattered to them. They didn't care about any of this. When I went to college, I had my rent money stolen from me, and my goals were put to the back burner because they assumed that I was not going to be anything. They assumed that I wasn't going to be Jack SH whatever. So that is just an example. I know mine is kind of like extreme, but even the littlest things, like, it doesn't matter what you do. Like, whatever good that you do is good. Just realize that. If they don't acknowledge that, that's an issue. And if they acknowledge every little itty bitty thing that your siblings do, that they rant and rave over, or if you don't have siblings, every little thing that, like, your cousins do, or some celebrity's child, if everything that people do is better than even the little things that you can do, run. If you can, run away. So what they see you as, those are the two really big things that I really saw that could see if you're the scapegoat. But also, triangulation is one where they pit everybody against you. Even like my father, he loves me and he talks to me to this day. I don't talk to him anymore because even after all of the physical harm that my family has done to me, the abuse of litigation and the criminal system against me, the lies and slander on my name, the like blatant lies, which is insane, he still chose them over helping me, even though they stole thousands of dollars from him and left him to die in a hotel, threatened to call the police on him over a lie. He still says he doesn't care what they do. He will always love them. He will always care for them. He'll always help them. He'll always be there for them. I had to cut my father off. I was afraid that he was going to jeopardize me and my daughter's well-being. So I had to get away from that. But he is still being triangulated against me. He is still being used as ears, a monitoring spirit, to relay back to my mother, who can then tarnish everything, my reputation, harm me, call certain places so that I don't get certain things like help, or like lie to them to just stop my progress. As soon as I stopped speaking with my father, and as soon as I started living again and stopped letting this consume me and stopped feeling like I can't be myself, I started to shine so much. A lot of stuff started happening to me, and I used to have terrible nightmares from my PTSD from this. My nightmares, well, it's only been a day, but they are gone. So and sorry, I went on a tangent, but I feel like all of that is super important as well. But the triangulation is going to happen. The picking at, the bullying, and bullying is just a sign of low intelligence. So be mindful of that. Like, the more you're bullied, the better you're doing. The the more they're jealous of you, basically. But those are just things that are key examples of you being the scapegoat of this family. So this is how they really feel about you. Just in case you need some motivation to get out of there or to wake up, they feel that you are subhuman. So just like back in the day with slavery, they feel like you aren't even a human being. They feel like that you are a item that they can use and throw away whenever. And this is due to mental illness. Mental illness is real and it's extreme. It could be extreme. Unchecked mental illness is very dangerous. That's why being too nice is dangerous. That's why you need to get away from these people. It's because in situations like mine, these people are willing to harm my child even. So as a mother, as a real mom who actually really cares about my child, I went through the mud to get us out of this. So, and I'm still going through the mud, and it's about to be over soon, which I'm grateful for, and I praise God for the strength. But it's very important that it does not get to this point to where you could jeopardize the mental health and safety of your own children. So, because family, they will do that. And narcissistic people do not have emotions for you. They have all types of emotions for themselves. Even the people that they triangulate against you, they don't care about. They only care about the fact that they love them. That's the only thing that they care about, is that they are loved. They are being praised, and they are being licked and sopped all over. Like, that's the only thing that they love about them, is that they're being loved. So that is something that you really have to come to realization, and it's extremely important. But also, you were never truly loved, unfortunately, and neither were they. The people that you think that these people love so much and care about so much, they aren't loved. They weren't loved truly how they deserve to be. And if they're acting this way towards you, if they are abetting and aiding abuse about you, they might not deserve to be treated any other way than how they're treated right now by that narcissist. So, but there's a point where we are all deserving of being loved and cared for. And then what we do with that in our future, that determines on if we continue to deserve it. But a lot of the times when it comes to your parents, you are just tolerated because, especially when you're younger, you're fulfilling a want, a need, a desire that they wanted, which is the appearance of being, this perfect mother or father, or the appearance of being this authoritarian parent that can stomp all over everybody, or nobody is above them, that they're so perfect and their family's perfect. Like, you are a prop at this point. That is the most that they think about you, is as a prop. So just remember that you are beautiful. Your soul's beautiful. You're kind. You're caring. Do not let these people put you down, and run away as soon as you see these signs from your family, friends, relationships, romantic partnerships. Run, please, because these people, especially if they are narcissists, they will figure out how to extract every single thing that they can from you and then leave. Or they could even go to the low of harming you and not even bat an eye. But thank you guys. I really, really hope that this is going to help somebody. Just remember that you're strong, and through God, we can do anything, okay? Love you guys. Happy New Year. Be safe, be kind, be caring, but only to an extent. Do not be a pushover. But be safe, you guys, today. Have fun. Enjoy 2026. Be excited because this is a new year for a lot of people, and I hope it's a new year for you. Have a great day. Bye.